that's kind of the guy that I need to expect to be. It's like, all right, I can throw it harder in shorter stints right now. So if that's what the bullpen needs, and I can help the big league club win games that way, great. And then get used to the big league life, get used to the environment, how things are run. The guy that I saw that kind of made me start thinking that way was in my rehab. I actually did I think it was a rehab start when he was down there, was Kutter Crawford. And, I kind of, I had some fun with him. We kind of faced off in some, like a little simulated game in Fort Myers. And so I kept up with his career, and he's a great guy. So, and then seeing him come out of the bullpen, have a good year. And then that next spring training really solidified himself as a rotation guy. And then had a great year overall. And it's like, that's kind of the guy that I need to expect to be. It's like, all right, I can throw it harder in shorter stints right now. So if that's what the bullpen needs, and I can help the big league club win games that way, great. And then, get used to the big league life, get used to the environment, how things are run, and then settle in the next spring training as a starter and earn that rotation spot. Like, if that's what I need to do, I'm totally good with it.
It's so funny that you talk about Kutter. I always I don't know why in my mind I always think Kutter was like a Texas guy, and because I know that Chase Sugart's been very close with him, and I know Sugar's kind of gone under Cutter's wing a little bit, and hearing you kind of talk about him like that, it's like I feel like this guy has been just kind of like not like a mentor or anything, but just like somebody to look at and be like, okay, he's done it right. He had a great year, like you said, and it's just want to follow in his footsteps. And you mentioned earlier too, Tanner Houck did it as well. We just saw Penrod, Josh Winkowski has done it as well. So a lot of guys have, and I always think back to being in Chad Tracy's office throughout the last couple of years, and he's always getting asked questions like, oh, how's this pitcher going to do, going to the bullpen and all this. And Chad's always said this line of I want the guys to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and he wants them to experience every situation possible before they get up to the big. So it's like if Hunter Dobbins is a starter, then if we need to have him come out of the bullpen in the 5th inning, we need to see him in the 8th inning, because who knows what he's going to do when he gets to Boston. So is that something that, obviously it's only going to help you, I think, once you get up to Boston, because like you said, you have no idea what you're going to be called up and what role it is.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Just kind of, head on a swivel, be ready for it, be able to adjust to the situation that needs to be done. I think one of my biggest things is I've always performed better kind of over a season as a starter. I'm a creature of habit. Even though some of those habits might not be the greatest things in the world, y'all have experience with. But it's like once I can kind of settle in my routine, I can really, start hammering in who I am. But I will say the thing that kind of makes me excited for possibly coming out of the bullpen for a year is the last time I was a reliever, I think I was topping out at 92, 93. And so it's like, I really wonder, if I came out of the bullpen now, just how hard I would be able to run it up. And actually, the week before I got moved up to AAA, we were planning on having me come out of the bullpen on a Tuesday, because it was instead of doing a full skip start, we were like, all right, hey, come close the game on Tuesday. And I was ready to go. I was like, man, let me at him. Let me go try to hit 100 for an inning and then call it good. But no, I'm excited for that. Just to, throw 5-pitch mix and try to run it up to almost 100 out of the bullpen, I feel like would be kind of fun.